businesswoman, Theresa Roman. Theresa is a highly sought personal trainer. She previously owned and operated her own health club and mentored youth girls on fitness and nutrition through a highly acclaimed modeling firm. Theresa also brings her fitness knowledge and expertise to an award-winning book she co-authored entitled Nude: Unveiling Your Inner Beauty and Sensuality. I'm not going to say much about her beauty because it speaks for herself. I only going to mention one sentence here, and she held the title of Miss Trace Texas USA 2010. Theresa relentlessly donates her time to various committees and charities at local, national, and international level, and truly believes that the biggest thrill and reward in life is to give. Theresa is an esteemed motivational speaker focusing on keeping love alive through giving, philanthropy, self-esteem and acceptance, intimacy and relationship, and life and loss. Additionally, she is an active spokesperson for the Heart Association. She is also the board of our Child Legacy International and Christian nonprofit relief organizations that seek to change the face of Africa from despair to destiny by increasing the quality of life and self-sufficiency through development of sustainable programs. Theresa is married to a local businessman, Dr. Lamar Romeo, and together they have 6 children, 4 grandchildren. She and her husband reside in Houston, Texas, but enjoy traveling the world together, meeting new people and learning about different cultures. Fellow Lions visiting friends, she will be talking to us about health and fitness. Let us put our hands together and welcome.
Wow, you said it all. I don't even have to say anything now, right? Thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm honored. I feel like, even though I'm in a huge city of 6 million people, I feel like I'm in a little tiny town of 1,000 people right now. This is so intimate and unique. I didn't even know this existed in Houston, Texas. So, thank you. But anyways, Stedman pretty much said it all, I guess. I got my start in health and fitness when I was 18 years old because I was an accomplished athlete in high school and couldn't see how I could give it up as an adult. So I went into health and fitness and teaching aerobics and becoming a personal trainer and was hooked. I've spent my entire life teaching health and fitness. Went on to own my own health clubs, became Miss US Open in 1999, went as far as I could without going into drugs, because I said I would never go into drugs to go farther in life, so I stopped there, and then went into beauty pageants and became Mrs. Houston and then Mrs. Texas, and then I became first runner-up in Mrs. United America that year, lost by 1 point. It's like, really? Can we count again? 1 point. But anyways, yeah, it's like that hanging chad in Texas or in Florida, right? But I truly believe health and fitness is it's a way of life for me. Last year I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro as part of a fundraiser to help raise monies to help drill water wells for the underprivileged people in Malawi, Africa. Actually went over, drilled water wells with them, climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and almost died. I truly believe if I wouldn't have been as fit as I was, I would have died. But I did make it to the top, and I suffered from a parasite that I picked up in Malawi and high altitude sickness, but truly would never have been able to do what I did and raised $100,000 and drilled those water wells for the people of Malawi if I wouldn't have been in good condition. But you know, it's interesting. We live in a society that is extremely obese, and it's rising more and more every single day. And yet so many people seem to be unaware of it. And I know our president, his wife, Michelle Obama, is very much into trying to help childhood obesity, and she speaks about it every day, no matter where she's at. But obesity is truly on the rise, and there's people like me and many other people that are trying to get the word out and trying to teach and educate people as much as we can. And my mother, you know, she's 70-some years old, and she doesn't think it's important to take care of herself. I'm like, why not? You have another 30, 40 years if you really wanted to, you know. I mean, and it's all due to health and fitness. It's kind of like your skin. You know, they always say when we get skin cancer or we get things that happen to our skin, it's not because of what we're doing right now that's causing it. It's what we did when we were our teenagers in our 20s. And however you treated your skin when you were in your 20s is now happening, surfacing now. So it's the same thing when it comes to health and fitness. How you treat your bodies when you're in your 20s and 30s, it's gonna surface when you're older. Like when we're in our 20s and 30s, we think we're awesome, we think we're great, everything's great, we're invincible, we're never gonna die, you know, but suddenly how you eat in your 20s and 30s and the cheeseburgers and all the fattening food, now you get to be in your 40s and 50s and we have high blood pressure and high cholesterol. All of that didn't happen just because you turned 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. It happened because of the lifestyle you led up until that age. How many people in this room have high blood pressure? How many people in this room have high cholesterol? And clearly yours is probably hereditary, not because of what you eat. Is that what the doctors tell you?
No.
No? It's what?
They didn't tell me that.
They didn't tell you that?
No.
Well, but you're clearly not overweight.
That's right.
You've been thin probably most of your life. So there's a very small chance that, you know, yours could be hereditary. So regardless of, you know, but the bottom line is, you know, I try to teach people our bodies are like cars. You know, when we were born in this world, God gave us one thing. It was our body. And he said, here's your body, and I want it to last 100 years. I've made it for you to last 100 years. Now, it's not like a car. If you mistreat it or abuse it, you know, and you get tired of it, you can go trade it in for a new one. You can't do that. This body has to last you for 100 years. But so many people in their 20s and 30s and early 40s don't realize that until suddenly we start having health problems. We get diagnosed with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. You know, those are the warning signs that we have in our body. It's just like when a warning sign comes on in a car, says change your oil or fluids are low or whatever. What do? We immediately take our car in, we take care of it. We get the fluids levels straightened out, we change the oil, we do what we need to do to make sure that car runs right. But yet with our bodies, we get those warning lights of high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Those are those warning lights that say, hey, something's not right, something's going on in our body. We need to take care of this. And unfortunately, we do live in a society in the United States of America where the doctors just prescribe a pill to help you live with that problem. You're probably on medication for high blood pressure. Right. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize when they first get diagnosed with something that truly a lot of it can be taken care of through health and fitness, through eating right and exercising. But instead, we go, oh, there's a pill for that, thanks, give me the pill. And all the pill does is help us live with the problem, but it doesn't get rid of the problem. And that's where personal trainers and health clubs and health professionals come in, is we don't want you to have to take medication to live with the problem. We want to get rid of the problem. And I can't tell you how many people I've taken care of in life as a personal trainer that have had those problems to start out with, and we got rid of the medications. Because all through diet and exercise, we were able to get them off the medications, and they no longer need it, you know. In your case, I don't know, I mean, you know, it would have to be evaluated and looked at, you know, but, you know, I try to tell people you are what you eat, and it starts from a young age, and that's why it's so important to teach our children and our grandchildren how to eat properly, because for some people, I have sisters that are extremely overweight, and they don't care, they want to be overweight, and that's okay, and now they have health problems, and even though I'm the health official in the family, they don't care to listen to me, so, you know, you can only do, it's like my favorite saying is, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So, you know, I'm here if you want my advice. Here's what I tell them. I did hand out to each and every one of you, or my daughter did, I'm sorry, a little pamphlet. It just kind of gives you some information on me. And then it's got some ideas of eating right. And it's got lists of your meats, your proteins, all the different meats, and how often you should eat the vegetables and the meats and the fruits. It's all spelled out. I think it's on page 6 or 7. You've got an eating plan daily, which tells you that you should eat 2 proteins a day, 2 vegetables a day, 2 fruits a day, a fat, 80 ounces of water, supplements, so on and so forth. You know, one of my favorite things is people always tell me they never have time to work out. They never have time to exercise. But yet invariably, I have women that take time to go get their nails done at the salon, go get their hair done at the salon, you know, meet their girlfriends for happy hour, you know? But yet they don't have time to work out. And so it's amazing in today's society what we pick and choose to spend our time on. And I try to talk to people, say, well, do you work out every day? And I'm like, mm-hmm. And they say, why do you work out every day? And I said, well, do you brush your teeth every day? And they said, well, yeah. And I'm like, well, then why wouldn't I work out every day? I don't go a day without brushing my teeth because because why? Because I was taught. My mother taught me, you have to brush your teeth every day, because if you don't brush your teeth every day, they might not stick around. Well, that's how I feel about exercise. If I don't exercise every day, then something's not going to work right, because the one most important muscle on our entire body is our heart. That heart needs exercise just as much as your teeth need brushed. And whether it's just walking to the mailbox and back, or walking around the block, or whatever, that heart, in order for it to stay strong, needs exercise. And people don't realize it. They think, oh, it's there, it's going to be there forever. Well, it might not be. But, you know, that's my favorite saying is you brush your teeth every day, well, I work out every day. It's part of my life. And it has been my entire life. So, and like I said, I truly believe your body is like a car. You know, if you don't take care of it, it's going to clunker out one of these days and sit on the side of the road, or you're going to be in a hospital because you didn't take care of your body. I mean, no one's in charge of your body but you. That's the one thing that you truly are in charge of in your life is your body, your well-being. And I always try to tell people, you know, your wealth, your health is your wealth. You know, you could take the richest person in the world, but if he has poor health or she has poor health, she's probably bedridden, or he, and they can't do anything. And what kind of quality of life do they have? But if they take care of themselves and they have all that money, they could be out traveling the world and playing with their grandchildren and doing all kinds of things. I kind of ramble on when it gets to health, but I'm very passionate about it. I've worked with so many clients, and I've taken clients that have totally been locked into a wheelchair and helped them walk again. And it is the most amazing feeling in the world to look at someone's face and she's wheelchair bound, and after a couple years, she's walking. You know, she went from a wheelchair to a walker, to a cane, to where she walks. I trained her for 10 years, and to this day, 30 years later, we're still great friends. And she's like a second mom to me. But I mean, it's just amazing. And I didn't get a hold of her until she was 60 years old. And she's almost 90. And she's still living, and she's still doing great, and she still wishes I was training her, even though I don't train her anymore because I live too far away. But, you know, I came into her life at a time when she was most desperate, and most trainers would have said, no, I can't help you, and I took her on, and She was the biggest joy of my life, and still is. But, do we have any questions so far on anything? Well, fruit tends to raise your blood sugar levels. And a lot of people, once their blood sugar levels are raised, they have a hard time going to sleep. It's kind of like eating some candy. Because fruit really is, I mean, it's not candy, but it is full of sugar, even though it's a natural sugar. So it tends to rise some people's blood sugar levels, and then they find that they can't go to sleep very well because they're too excited. Or you feed candy to a kid, you know. They're bouncing off the walls. And now I don't have 4 grandchildren. I have number 6 being born tomorrow. So, but I take a lot of pride in myself. I'm turning 51 this year, and like I said, number 6 grandbaby being born tomorrow, and I still feel like I'm 20, and I still do things like I'm 20. And when I won Mrs. Texas 2 years ago, at the age of 49, I was the oldest Mrs. Texas ever to be crowned. I don't go for record there, but like I said last year, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro as a fundraiser to provide water for the Malawians, and you know, to me, age is just a number, but I just truly believe that without good nutrition and good exercise program, you know, an exercise program can be, like I said, walking around the block. You don't have to join a gym. You don't have to spend that kind of money. You can do it all right there in the yard if you want, in your garage, in your house. I have a treadmill in my house, even so I can go to any gym I want. I mean, and you're never too old to do it. You know, you pick up a newspaper any day of the week and you see people that started running when they turned 60, and now they run marathons in their 70s and 80s. It's never too late. So don't ever say, oh, I'm just too old. I don't need to do it now. You might increase your life another 10 or 20 years. You never know. Any more questions? Yes.
Right here we have a beef that you can see at twice a week only. But for the fish, it's only twice.
Right.
Are you saying
Right.
that?
Well, we all know that beef is bad for you. I mean, like, especially if you have high cholesterol or any medical problems. They don't recommend that you eat beef more than twice a week because it's just not that good for you. It's shown to increase your cholesterol, and most beef is very high in fat. So fish, you could eat fish every day, all day long if you want, and it's not going to hurt you. But beef, you should never consume more than twice a week. And definitely not the same day.
When you say you can avoid eating possible eating beef or
I personally don't eat beef. I can't eat beef. If I eat beef within 10 minutes, my stomach is swelled out so big and I'm in pain. I don't know if it's my digestive system or what, but I don't eat beef. I haven't eaten beef since I was 19 years old. I eat nothing but chicken and fish. And I'm perfectly fine. No, but they say that's the other white meat. Yeah. But yeah, pork's okay. Yeah, I actually had a lot of checkups done this year, and they did a CAT scan of my heart, and they were in total amazement when they did the CAT scan on my heart, and they said, do you realize that you don't even have 1 ounce of calcium in your heart anymore? I've never seen that. And I'm like, yay! Okay, I'm gonna die of a heart attack. But you know, it's nice when you go and have all these tests done and your checkups, and you see how incredibly healthy you are. And it's just a good feeling. You hope that you truly can live to be 100 like God intended you to live. Do you have another question?
For a person who's a vegetarian, what would you say is the balanced diet?
What would I say? What?
It's a balanced diet.
Well, you're going to get your proteins from other ways. You know, from your beans, from your lentils. I mean, there's many other ways to get your protein if you're a vegetarian. So, I mean, are you a very strict vegetarian or?
I don't really have
put protein powder in a milkshake or anything? So how do you get your protein?
I do fish.
Okay. It's like every day?
Yeah.
Well, then you're getting plenty of protein. And women, it's especially important for women to take a vitamin D because we're all faced with osteoporosis, and vitamin D is something all women should take. Actually, it's called vitamin D3, but all women should take vitamin D so that you can help ward off osteoporosis as a supplement.
I was talking to this guy a couple days ago, and I was explaining to him that I am 70-32, and
I saw you eating salad over there.
yes, he was saying that you know that I work for him. So he was saying that if I do work for him, I take protein shakes. I didn't know that, so I started to take protein shakes as well.
Well, I mean, like I said, you can be a vegetarian and still get your protein from somewhere else. You don't have to have meat. But if you want to do it in a protein shake, that's perfectly fine too. Some people don't like beans and lentils and legumes because they get kind of gassy or so that's fine. And then also on here, and a lot of this information is in my book. But in here I gave you an example of a workout, and of course in the book it's called Best Chest and Tantalizing Triceps because it's part of it. But all I did was give you kind of just a little idea of some exercises to do. But like I said, when I travel, I don't even go to the gym or hotels. When I travel, I just take my rubber tubing that I can throw in my suitcase, and I do my exercises right there in the hotel room with my rubber tubing or my push-ups or my crunches on the floor, and then I go out and I power walk on the street, and I come back and I take a shower and I'm good to go. So I don't even use the gyms at the hotels. I just do it all right there in my hotel room because rubber tubing you can buy at any store, Academy, Sports Authority, whatever, and it's little and it's light and it throws in the suitcase, and you can do everything with rubber tubing that you can use with free weights and machines. You don't even have to have all that. People say, well, it's just too expensive to work out. No, it's not. It's very cheap. Good for you. Mm-hmm.
And when we say adjustment belts, almost every one of the people have either had a hip replacement or knees, or they've had strokes.
Right.
We do mostly chair exercise. Some of them can't get out of the chair.
Right.
All kinds of exercise.
I used to teach.
And a funny story I was telling you, last year in June, one of the ladies was 29 and she got married that day.
Yay!
We have a good cause.
See?
And it doesn't cost them a penny, it's all free at the church.
Right. I used to teach a chair aerobics class to senior citizens. And I'm telling you, senior citizens are probably some of the most energetic people in the world. When I was probably 30, I attended my first senior aerobics class, and the instructor herself was 78 years old. And I thought, oh, this is going to be fun, because here I am 30 years old thinking I know everything. And I walked in and saw this lady teaching this class, and I was like, wow, she's got more energy than I do. I mean, she just was all over that room, and I never would have thought she was 76 years old. And she just had those women just doing everything, and it was truly amazing. Truly amazing. So see, just like it's never too late to work out, it's never too late to get married. So she got married at 90. Same. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law passed away 7 years ago, and my father-in-law just got married a couple years, 2 years ago, and he's 86. I said, wow, okay. Yes, you had a question.
We belong to a group called Cops Take Off Time Sensibly. And we have a member 94 years old in our group.
See? And at 94, that person still cares about their health and their well-being, right? Some people just go, oh, I'm 80, who cares anymore? Well, you should care.
And I warn you, she's still driving. She drives like Mercedes.
Good for
I started
her.
out teaching body recall, but I teach it forever now. It's a different, to me, it's better.
Right. And how old are you, if I said, may I ask?
What?
How old are you?
84.
God bless America. Isn't that great?
But, you know, most of the people in my class are my age or older, so.
Isn't that great? Congratulations, you deserve a medal.
we can-
Millie, I have it in the notes that you were 39. Do I need to change that?
So I told him I was 39 and, you know, holding everything I could get hold of.
Okay, good.
Oh, we go to water aerobics 3 times a week, and the other 4 days I just rest up.
You need to rest in between.
Yeah, in between.
Of course. But water aerobics is wonderful. It's very low impact, it's very good on the joints. So a lot of people with arthritis, you couldn't ask for a better exercise program than to do water aerobics. And a lot of people enjoy water aerobics because they don't know they're sweating, because they're already wet. So they're like, oh, this is they don't think they're sweating even though they are.
I've been wondering about it 3 days a week, but we have to talk about teaching.
Is there anything you don't do?
I walk 3 miles every morning.
3 miles every, wow, maybe you should be up here speaking. And you have a good diet, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Very
I
good.
eat just about what I want, but I'm not a big meat eater at all. Not at all. I don't want meat at all.
Mhm. Yes, last year when I asked my husband to climb Mount Kilimanjaro with me, he said, you know, it's not on my bucket list, and unless it involves a bed and bourbon, I'm not gonna go. So he didn't go either. No. So I'm sure I've gone way past my 15 years I was allowed to speak. So is there anything else I can answer for anybody? Well, I thank you very much for allowing me to be here.
Guys, you're welcome to stay for the rest of our meeting. It's not too much longer if you'd like to stay. It's a little bit of business. Lion Sandy, would you like to give our secretary's report, please?